I'm based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. Our clients, however, are located all throughout the United States. We help them with all types of immigration applications, employment-based, work-related questions, investment-based applications, and our more common types are humanitarian cases like U visas for victims of crime, VAWA for victims of abuse, and of course trafficking visas and asylum as well. So call us if we can help you with any of your immigration questions. But I'm on here so number one, you kind of get to understand our firm, understand how we work, and two, to answer some general questions where you might not feel like having a consultation, but you want to learn about immigration. You might have some questions here and there that you just want some clarity for your immigration case, or to even see if you might be eligible, to see if your case is on track. So I'm here to answer them for you. I'm streaming live on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're Agarwal Immigration on all of our platforms. If you don't already like us and follow us, make sure you like us, follow us so you can get notified when I go live. Say hi to me if you haven't joined me before. I would love to get to know you and see where you guys are from. Tell me where you're from. If you're joining me for the first time, say hello. I'll give you a little shout out. Hi, Boo. Nice to meet you. Hi, Karen. I see some questions popping up in here, and thank you for putting them in. I always start off with some questions that have popped in that we get often that I think will help you. So let me go ahead and jump into that and give you an opportunity to put in some of the things that you are wondering about as well. If you don't know me, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. My clients are all throughout the United States, and I see some VAWA questions. I see some questions on the types of cases that we work on, so I'm going to get to them. Don't worry, say hi. Hi, Babita. Hi, Misty. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. If you don't already like us, follow us, make sure you do that, and I'll be on here for about a half an hour, so make sure you let others know if they are interested. So share this post with them if you know of anyone that wants to hop on and ask a question. Okay, nice to see you guys. Thanks again for joining. So let me start off with my question that I came with here based on my experience with some of our clients and some of the questions that have popped up on social media. So one of the things that comes up so often, oh my gosh, I get this a lot, is I want to sponsor my relative for a green card. How do I do that? I want to sponsor my relative for a green card. So note that you can only sponsor your relative for a green card if you are a green card holder or if you're a U.S. citizen, right? And who you can sponsor depends on if you're a green card holder, or it depends on if you're a citizen. So green card holders can only sponsor their spouse and unmarried children. So just know that if you have a child that got married and you're a green card holder, you cannot sponsor them. So green card holders can only sponsor their spouse and any unmarried children. The timing depends on how old the kids are, the timing depends on the country that you're from, but these are the people that you can sponsor. So if we can help you with that, call us 703-348-1663. You can also schedule an appointment online on our Facebook page, Agarwal Immigration. Agarwalimigration.com is our website. You can check that out and schedule a consultation on there as well. You can do that 24 hours a day, anytime. You can hop on, see my availability, and schedule that consultation. If you want to call us, you can call my team. We're open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 703-348-1663. Okay, that's green card holders. So now let's talk about U.S. citizens. Who can U.S. citizens sponsor? So U.S. citizens can sponsor their parents, they can sponsor their spouse, their husband or wife, they can sponsor their children, married children and unmarried children, and they can sponsor brothers or sisters. Right, so now you know U.S. citizens can sponsor more people. So if you're a green card holder and you want to sponsor your parents, or if you're a green card holder and want to sponsor your brother or sister, or a married child, you have to become a citizen first before you can start that green card process for your relative. Okay, call us if we can help you, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, help with green cards all the time. Would love to chat with you more about your case. All right, so now let's get to the questions that you guys are putting in here, and I do have a couple more that I want to get to. So let me do that. Okay. All right. Boo says, my husband doesn't want to appear for an interview. We're separated now. Okay, it sounds like, okay, all right, sorry, I'm reading this question. All right, Boo, I see your situation. And just to summarize for the folks that may not be on YouTube right now, that might not be able to see your question, let me go ahead and summarize that so everyone can kind of follow along if they're in a similar situation. Okay, so Boo has a green card application pending. Boo was in removal proceedings were terminated. So now we're really only thinking about the green card application that's pending with USCIS, with the government. Boo's spouse is no longer willing to appear and sponsor Boo for this application. So what can you do? They're separated now. So if you're not officially divorced, that's fine. Or if you're divorced and it's within 2 years, you may be eligible to file for something called VAWA. So this is a separate green card petition and application. It's done based on abuse in your marriage if this is true in your circumstance, right? So basically, if your spouse is not appearing to that green card interview with you, you might be eligible for VAWA based on emotional abuse, verbal abuse. It depends on the nature of your marriage, but if you are separated, if you've had problems in your marriage, this is something you want to consider because you might be eligible to apply for that green card on your own without the help of your spouse. It's going to be a separate application than the one that's already been filed. Call us and we can help you put that together. We can help determine your eligibility. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. This is a green card application on your own without the help of your spouse. Okay, call us for a consultation. We'll walk you through, see if you're eligible, and then walk you through the process for getting your work permit, your travel authorization, and ultimately your green card. Okay? Ngozi saying, which state are you in, ma'am? Great question. We are located in Arlington, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C. It doesn't matter which state you are in if you're not here, if you're not local, because immigration is a federal practice. So we can represent clients anywhere in the United States. We represent clients even outside of the United States. So as long as we only work with federal immigration, U.S. immigration laws. So it doesn't matter where you're located. We have a seamless process. If you want to come to our office, you're more than welcome to come to our office in Arlington, Virginia. But our process is pretty seamless. We can do most things by Zoom, which is going to be kind of like this, or by phone, or in person. If you want to come in person, we have an online portal where you can upload your documents. You can email them to my legal assistant if you'd like, or you can mail them to our office. So we do our intakes by phone and by video conferencing. We can get documents however you want to get them to us. We will work with you, make it very easy for you. And we have an online secure portal where you can always access your documents, or if you want us to mail, we can do that as well, but you'll always have immediate access to your materials. All right, Ngozi, I hope that is helpful. If you want to give us a call, I would love to work with you. Give us a call at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Okay, so here's another question that's come up. So if you filed for your relative, if basically, let's say your relative was outside the United States, right? So let's say your relative's outside the United States, you're a U.S. citizen or you're a green card holder that filed for them and they're outside, you're using consular processing, but now maybe they got a student visa or they came to visit and they want to change over to process their green card here in the U.S. You can still do that, right? You can still do that. You just have to contact USCIS. There's a special form. You fill that out and you change that process from being processed by the Department of State abroad to now being processed in the United States. You want to make sure that everything submitted is truthful, that you have a good reason for why you're changing that process, but it is possible. We've done it for clients before and they've been successful in their green card application. If we can help you, call us 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. If asylum is granted, is it possible for them to deny a 485? So 485 is a green card application based on, it can be based on different things, but essentially it's a green card application. It's an adjustment of status application. If everything is truthful and you qualify, of course it shouldn't be denied. But if you don't have the required information, or if they suspect fraud in your previous applications, that could be a reason for denial. So it's really important to always be truthful in your immigration applications, to be as complete as you can and explain any discrepancies, right? So they will go back, they'll look at your previous filings, and if something is inconsistent, you will be asked about that. So always be complete and truthful and accurate in whatever you submit to immigration. Call us if you need help with that. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Okay. Karen says, hi, how are you doing? This is Karen from Alabama. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Karen is one of my favorite names. We actually considered naming our daughter Karen when she was born, but she didn't. Her name is Maya. Okay. Karen says, I'm renewing my passport and I have to mention my marital status while my VAWA is pending. She's not staying with me. Can you help me? You can renew your passport. You want to make sure you're eligible for that, and that renewing your passport won't impact any of your other applications. So it's important that you're in touch with your attorney if you used an attorney on this. You can renew your passport. It's okay if you say you're married, because it's just the truth, right? You can still qualify for VAWA if you're married, and you can qualify for VAWA if you're separated, and you can qualify for VAWA if you've been divorced and the divorce is within 2 years. So there's many ways to qualify for VAWA, as long as everything is truthful, accurate, you have abuse in your marriage, you have time that you live together, you have proof that it's a real marriage, not just for immigration purposes. That's what you need to qualify for VAWA. So you don't need to be divorced, you don't need to be separated, right? So be truthful in your passport application. There's nothing you have to lose in terms of your eligibility for VAWA, as long as everything is truthful and consistent, okay? Hope that is helpful to you, Karen. Thank you for that question. Boo says, how long will the whole process of VAWA take? I have an approved I-130. Boo, that's awesome that you have an approved I-130, because what that means is that immigration has already considered your marriage real and not just for immigration purposes, right? So that is great. That's something that's also required for VAWA. So the fact that you have an approved I-130 is really helpful for VAWA. So essentially what you want to do in terms of VAWA, it can take over 2.5 years, but it's a new application. Your I-130 and green card based on your spouse is just not going to be approved. Again, I don't know your immigration history. This is general information, but if you have an I-130 and green card application based on marriage, and your spouse doesn't appear to the interview, or your spouse doesn't want to help you with that process anymore, there's no way for that to get approved, right? There's no way for it to be approved, because what you've initially filed is a marriage-based green card application where your spouse is saying that they will sponsor you, they will support you, that you're in a real marriage, not just for immigration purposes, and this is something that you're doing together. VAWA is different in that you're doing it independently of your spouse. If you have the I-130, great, because part of VAWA is to show that it's a real marriage, not just for immigration purposes. So that's going to help your VAWA case, but just know that your VAWA is a separate application. It's something that you're doing independently without the help of your spouse, based on abuse in your marriage. So the I-130, the I-360, they're unrelated, right? But you will need to do something, because the marriage-based application with your spouse has no way of being approved, because they're not going to, they can't approve it if your spouse is no longer willing to help you with that application. Okay, so that's something you have to keep in mind, and I would do it sooner. If you have an I-130 and green card application filed and your spouse is not showing up for the interview, right, that can only be denied. And once it's denied, if you have no other status, you can be put in removal proceedings, right? You can, currently the administration is not doing that immediately, but it is possible for them, if they suspect fraud, to put you into removal proceedings. So it's important you have another application filed right away so you can let that officer know that you're doing a VAWA, that this marriage has broken down, that it's not working, and now you qualify for VAWA and you have submitted this VAWA application. So we've done that for clients in the past, and I would highly recommend that if your spouse is not showing up with you to that interview and you qualify for VAWA, get that application filed as soon as possible so you are protected from being put into removal proceedings, right? If you're worried about the cost of VAWA or cost of working with an attorney to do VAWA, it is going to be way more expensive for you to defend yourself in removal court, in immigration court, than it is to file your VAWA application that is going to keep you in status where you might also be eligible for a work permit and for travel authorization independent of that application from your spouse. You no longer have to depend on them moving forward with that one. You are separate and strong and on your own with your VAWA application. Okay, so call us if we can help you with that. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. We help with VAWA applications all the time. So we can certainly work with you and see if you are eligible, do a consultation with us where we can talk about your situation and your case, and we can figure out the timing and process and everything that's involved when we do a consultation. So we do them by Zoom, by phone, or in person. Feel free to stop by the office with an appointment. Don't just show up. We had someone come here the other day without an appointment, and unfortunately I wasn't able to see them. They drove all the way from North Carolina, and I'm sorry that I missed them, but the best way to make sure I'm available for you, that we're ready for you, is to schedule an appointment. So if you want to do it in person, great, but make sure you have an appointment. Same with phone or Zoom, right? So give us a call, schedule your appointment. You can also go online, look at our Facebook page, Agarwal Immigration, or our website, agarwalimmigration.com, to schedule a consultation. All right. Boo says, thank you. I'll be calling you tomorrow. Great. We look forward to hearing from you. You can let my assistant, Kriza, who's going to be handling the phones, just let her know that you were online, that you joined us through YouTube, and I answered some of your questions for you. Okay? Awesome. I hope that was helpful. I would hope that was helpful to you guys. All right. Okay. All right, here's a situation. Here's another situation. So I'm a green card holder. I'm a green card holder, and I filed an I-130 petition. Can the person that I'm sponsoring just wait here in the U.S. while that petition is pending? So for green card holders, spouses, for example, right? If you're a green card holder and you're sponsoring your spouse or your children, they have to have some other kind of status to be in the U.S. Just by filing something like the I-130, it doesn't help your spouse get status to remain in the U.S. during that time. What the I-130 petition is doing, it's really only showing, when you're a green card holder, it's really only showing your own status, right? That I'm a green card holder, and it's showing your relationship to that person that you're sponsoring. That's it. Basically, all you're doing is saying, hey, look, I can sponsor you. That's it. That's what the government is saying. Yes, you can sponsor this person. So it doesn't give any underlying immigration status. So the person has to have some kind of status if they're waiting to be able to apply for adjustment of status, which is the green card application, right? So if they're in the U.S. and you're a green card holder, they need to be maintaining some kind of status, okay? However, there are some exceptions to that. So if you are applying based on your marriage to a green card holder, you can still apply if you're out of status. For example, if you are applying for VAWA. So VAWA is for people that, in a marriage circumstance, if you're married to a green card holder and they're abusive in the relationship, you can apply for VAWA, which is a green card on your own without their help. And you can do that even if you're out of status. So don't worry about that. Sometimes that happens and that is held over the person's head, right? The person that's out of status, a green card holder spouse, might be using this out of status situation as a form of abuse. So you do have the ability to apply for a green card without your spouse, even if your spouse is a green card holder and you're out of status. So that's something you should keep in mind. And if you know people that are in a bad situation, let them know that they might be eligible. Certainly call us to make sure that we can talk to you about your specific immigration history. But generally, if you're in an abusive marriage and you're married to a green card holder, you can still apply for status without the help of your spouse, and you can apply for VAWA and your own green card without the help of your spouse, regardless of whether you're in status or not. Okay, my name's Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, help clients all throughout the United States. Give us a call, 703-348-1663. Great, okay. Let's see, I'm missing some questions, I'm sure. Let me just check them out here. Okay. Tejinder Pal Singh says, I submitted my VAWA file yesterday. How long will it take to get a receipt number? Congratulations. I hope you feel good and strong about your application. It usually takes about a month in our experience to get receipt numbers for everything. So you should expect to get 4 receipt numbers if you filed for a VAWA and a green card application. So it's going to be for the VAWA, the green card, the work permit, and the travel authorization. So there should be 4 different case numbers. In our firm, we check those case numbers every week, and we give our clients an update once a week. If something is outside of normal processing times, we will start our inquiry process with USCIS. We'll start calling, we'll start submitting our online inquiries if cases are outside of normal processing time. So we'll stay on top of your case and always keep you updated on what's going on, okay? But yeah, it usually takes about a month. It has been taking a little bit longer lately, but if you want help with your VAWA case, if you want us to help monitor it for you, you can reach us 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right. Okay, sorry, I'm just going through the questions and I think I've answered some of them, so let me make sure I'm getting to the ones that I didn't answer yet. Okay. Hello, how long is it taking to get an EAD after receiving a prima facie? I filed a VAWA with adjustment of status all in one package. So typically it takes about 6 months to 8 months from the time you file to get your work permit or your travel authorization. So generally it takes about 6 to 8 months from the time of filing from prima facie. So if you got your prima facie, and for us it takes about 2 to 3 months to get your prima facie determination from the time you file. So usually about 3 or 4 months after that, you should expect to receive your work authorization and your travel authorization. Congratulations. I wish you the very, very best in your VAWA case, in your adjustment of status case. If you would like help with it in the future, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can call us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. You can book a consultation online. You can book it on our Facebook page, and you'll be able to schedule your consultation right there. See my availability. If you have questions about a case that's already been filed, a VAWA case, we can certainly answer that for you through a consultation. Okay, great. Boo says, yes, that was helpful. Awesome. I'm so glad it was helpful. And I urge you to move quickly with that, Boo, if you haven't already done that, just to make sure you don't end up in removal proceedings. Okay? How long does it take to get work permit and Social Security after my biometrics? Okay, awesome. If you've applied for a work permit and Social Security card and your travel authorization, that should usually come in 1 to 2 months after you get your fingerprints taken. So that's really exciting. Frida is saying, how much is your consultation? Our consultation is $150. We do it by phone, by Zoom, or in person. Our in-person consultations are a little bit more expensive, so I would suggest you do it by Zoom or phone. I think that is the most effective and efficient. You don't really get anything additional by coming in person, but sometimes people like to do that. And of course, you're welcome to do that. I'm happy to see you in person and meet you in person. But we can do a very effective consultation by Zoom or by phone. We charge $150. We block it for 30 minutes, but to be honest, I don't usually limit your consultation. I answer questions after the consultation. We go as long as you need to make sure your questions are answered. We go through all of your eligibility and kind of figure out exactly what to do next, right? So what all of your immigration opportunities are. So I don't limit it. We do block it for 30 minutes. If I have a meeting afterwards, we sometimes schedule an additional time to talk at no additional charge. Okay? Call us if we can help you with that, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. And we help clients all throughout the United States in all types of immigration applications. All right, I think I got to most questions. Let me see. This will be my last question today. I know there's some that I missed. Okay, so what is the scrutiny for an O1 visa? Can normal engineers on H1B apply for an O1 visa? So an O1 visa has a number of different possible ways to qualify for it, right? So there's like 10, I think it's 8 or 10, I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say 10 different ways to qualify for the O1 visa. So you have to be published, you have to maybe make more money than the average person of your specific expertise. So I feel like in our experience, if you hit certain criteria for an O1, if you can show 3 to 5 criteria for an O1, it is likely to be approved if you can make a good argument, right? But you do have to show that you are eligible. So I think you could be successful. That's something you can certainly look at, but look at that list. Have a consultation with us if you really want to talk about it. But look at the list of eligibility criteria and see which ones you can check off. Some of them are pretty easy. One of them I think most people will get right away. There's only a couple others, and you may be able to prove it. You'd be surprised. And once you are able to hit at least 3 of those criteria, you should be eligible to apply for an O visa. An O visa is really awesome because it doesn't expire, right? You can continue renewing it forever. So unlike an H-1B where you only have 6 years on it, an O visa can be something that you have for a really long time. And then you can possibly apply for an EB-1, which is the same exact criteria as the O visa. So I would say try the O visa, which is more easily approved than an EB-1, and then go after that for the green card if you are approved on your O visa. Okay? If we can help you, call us, reach out to us. You can schedule a consultation online or on our Facebook page. Our website is agarwalimmigration.com. So nice to see all of you on here. I'm so happy to answer some of your questions. I can see that I was hopefully really helpful to some of you here. Feel free to reach out to us for a consultation. Share this post with others. Follow us, like us if you don't already. And I will see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.